So is this what you expect to see going forward, bro?
They got a ways to go, but I'm going to say something that's along the lines of what KD was saying. And this is the statement. You've all heard it, but this applies to them in this series. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I've heard that.
This is what they needed. Those little 8 exhibition games, and yeah, I'm calling them exhibition games because they played bad teams or teams resting people. That meant nothing. And that's why when they met the Clippers in game 1, they were shell-shocked. It was like, we haven't been playing teams at this level, okay? And for them to meet a team that is big, a team that is tough, a team that has a superstar, a team that is well coached, a team that is deep.
Yeah.
In their first, this is perfect. Even if it goes 7, we saw it could go 7. We saw the Celtics when they won it in 2008 with the Big Three, when they first came together. They went 7-7-6-6 in their championship. So it might be tough and there might be scary moments, but this is what they need. This group doesn't have any time together where we've been backs against the wall, we've been pushed, to the brink, and we can trust each other. We know we can trust each other. This is what they need. They're not there yet. The series might have some tough moments, some scary moments for them, but this is what they need.
So it's very weird because I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but it's also why I'm growing less and less confident in this team as a championship contender. I do expect to see this Suns team, and that's why I don't think they can win the West. Because you can't just have 3.5 to 4.5 guys, which is what they have right now.
3.5?
Yeah.
Because Ayton was very good last night. Their 4 were very good.
3. And Chris
Paul's
is,
not you're not counting Chris Paul?
So that's why I said 3.5, 4.5. Torrey Craig's the half, and Chris Paul some days yes, some days no. Yesterday was as good as you're going to see from Chris at this point. That is not an indictment. He's 37 years old. He's a tiny point guard. He was very good yesterday, but I don't think he can be relied upon. Yesterday going into the game, I said their path is Durant and Booker score around 65 points, and they'll be able to win. They scored 63 last night, and they won. But this bench production, if we can show it, you're not winning 4 rounds like this. You're not. And I understand campaign was not there. And
that's huge for them, because that's why Chris is playing 38 minutes. He did it again last night.
Yeah, but campaign's not being cloned. And campaign, even if he had 10 points to the points per game, you're still well below the rest of the league. They are getting nothing from their bench. And I'm going to say one other thing that I think you agree with. Man, I do not like the shots this team takes. I just don't.
Mid-range?
It's just so much mid-range. I am not saying that my pal Daryl Morey's shot profile is the right one, where 0 mid-range. I'm not saying that. But if you look at, for both of these games on NBA.com, the scatter plot, I was going to put it on the show, but last time I tried to do something like that, Wilds was like, get your monocles out, America. But I thought it would have been instructive. The Suns are taking almost no threes in game 1, and they're not getting to the rim that much. Now it's like, but they have 3 of the best mid-range shooters in the league. Right. I understand that. But it still feels like, man, it's a tough way to win. No bench, stars playing crazy minutes, older team taking tough contested 2s, and we're going to win 4 rounds.
But here's the thing, and obviously they need campaign back, because I agree the depth is a concern. Torrey Craig has stepped up and been great.
Yeah, and he's
averaging basically 20 points a game as a 5th guy. But the mid-range shot, because of guys like Daryl Morey and their influence in the league,
available.
They're kind of contested. Yeah,
sure.
But teams run you off the 3, protect the rim, and they want you to take the mid-range. And I got 3 of the best in history shooting the mid-range shot. And when the Warriors won it with Durant, he was still shooting a lot of mid-range. Steph and Clay did as well. Kawhi's a mid-range assassin. Like, this whole notion that the mid-range shot is invaluable gets proven wrong every year.
And to be clear, I'm not saying that. I just think they do it too much.
But I don't think you can change it. Like, we've talked about KD, right? He should take more threes. But his rhythm is in the mid-range.
That, and I just don't think that's going to work.
All right, let's talk a little bit of Russ. Scored 28 last night, added 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a good block of Durant. Nick, you thought he was going to stink up the joint.
Yeah.
He wasn't the only one. Look at you putting it on Nick.
Thanks,
What did
bro.
I say?
Oh, wow.
You thought he was going to
What
stink
a
up the
moment.
joint.
Get out of
I
town.
wish I
Well,
could
you
read
did.
the
I
table.
did
not.
That
believe
never
in Russ.
happens on this show.
I had to call him
Drew
out,
had
Nick.
my
The way he
back.
put it
Thank
on
you.
You said he was going to lose the game.
I would-
And you
Yeah,
said, you
and-
know what? Russ will lose you a game or two.
And
Not that game. Let's play some more. He'll lose one, but
Hold
not
on.
that one.
By the way, let me say this. What Wilds was saying about what I said is totally correct. And I am shocked at how well Russ is playing, and I was dead wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if owe him an apology is the way I would put it, but I was absolutely wrong in my analysis and prediction of this game. It also, if you guys remember, I said I thought Durant would score at least 35. If you told me that Russ was going to outscore Durant and the Clippers don't win that game, that's bad news for them. But the reason I was shocked, Brew, is because, so he shot 56% in this game. That's the best he has shot in a playoff game in 7 years. Yeah. He hasn't had a better three-point shooting game in the playoffs in 9 years. So it's not just like the latest version of Russ. But Russ's entire history. This was one of the most efficient offensive games of his playoff career, and it is the most efficient offensive game he's ever had in the playoffs without Kevin Durant on his team. It was Kevin Durant on the other team. So yeah, I'm shocked. I'm shocked he was able to do it.
I'm surprised by the efficient shooting. I said yesterday I didn't expect 3 for 19, but I didn't expect a really efficient shooting performance because even at his best, he doesn't typically do that. He's a 43% shooter, but I'm not surprised that he had a very good or great game. Like, I think it's insulting to one of the best players ever to be surprised that he played well. He's only a few years removed, and this is part of the whole Lakers experience. He's only a couple of years removed from averaging a triple-double, driving the Wizards. Now, I get it. They weren't a great team, but driving them to the playoffs.
Sure.
Like this notion that he can't play anymore, that everything fell on him in L.A., and he wasn't a fit. But this is why I liked him with the Clippers. I actually would have liked to see him more on Durant last night defensively, but his antennas are so up. They're always up. They're sky high for this series, and that's why I think they're going to make it tough on the Clippers.
Let me show you what I like. I'm calling it the sneak attack defense from Russ. Because we
Yes.
saw like traditional head on a swivel, palms up, Broussard style defense.
It's called
He's
the
play-
That's how I played it.
He's just playing like a little bit different. So this
He
is Kevin
is.
Durant. Watch out for Russ. None of this is necessarily conventional defense. This one from
Look at
behind on Durant. It's great. We have one on Booker. If we can move forward, boom, Booker. Watch out for Russ. It's another one.
Let's see it.
And he did it all in game one, too. You're right.
There we go. So, and then Booker up. Think you're
Yep.
gone? No, I'm back here. And then he's got one on Ayton in game one. Same thing, fourth quarter. Think you got an open
you're right.
shot. Here comes Russ with a nice block. So I just think that it's a lot of this is just what we always
It's
talk
energy,
about.
right?
Hustle,
Yep.
energy. And defense turns it off. And I feel once he makes a few good plays,
The block on Durant was, he he went
smart,
back.
but he's not
like-
giving up on anything.
No.
All right, yeah, whatever. It's what I actually believe.
You should say it.
Go ahead.
He also had 2 brutal turnovers in the final 2 minutes when the Clippers were trying to come back. Like,
But
this
it was pretty much over.
They're down
They were
6
down.
when he had the first one, and then
13.
I'm sorry.
How much were they down? For
No,
the
they were
second
down
one?
on the
The
first
bad
one. They were down
He had
6,
2 bad
and
turnovers,
they
but
turned it
it
over.
was-
Phoenix went down and scored, and then he had another one the very next play. It might have been 8 and 10
Yeah,
instead of 6.
yeah,
and 8.
I don't think it was
but
6.
It was 8, and that pushed it to 10. Then he did it again. You are going. Listen, you're going to get some of the bad no matter what. The fact that he is playing this hard and yesterday had literally one of the 10 most efficient offensive playoff games of his storied career, that's an outlier. That you can't rely on. Him shooting
No,
56%.
and I'm sure they know that.
I do wonder, I'm sure the Clippers and Ty Lue, and credit to Ty Lue, man, he's doing something that neither Vogel nor Ham were able to do in tapping in with Russ. If they get this level of attention detail defensively, then it does keep them more viable.
Right, because even at his best, we didn't see that type of defense from him.
Never.
Like you said, it's
He's
kind
been a
of out of
lackadaisical
nowhere.
defender forever. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.